Ruth 1, from Moab to Bethlehem. In the days when the judges ruled, famine struck the land. A man of Bethlehem in Judah, Elimelech, went to sojourn in Moab with his wife Naomi and their 2 sons, Mahlon and Chilion. In Moab, Elimelech died, leaving Naomi with her sons. They married Moabite women, Orpah and Ruth. After about 10 years, both sons also died, and Naomi was left without husband or children. Hearing that the Lord had visited his people with bread, Naomi rose to return to Bethlehem. Her daughters-in-law set out with her, but Naomi urged them, "Go back to your mother's houses. May the Lord deal kindly with you, as you have dealt with the dead and with me. The Lord grant you rest in the house of a husband." She kissed them, and they wept. They said, "Surely we will return with you." But Naomi pressed them, "Turn again, my daughters. Why follow me? Am I yet to bear sons for you? No, my life is bitter. The Lord's hand has gone out against me." They wept again. Orpah kissed Naomi and turned back, but Ruth clung to her. Naomi said, "See, your sister has gone to her people and her gods. Return after her." But Ruth answered with steadfast words, "Entreat me not to leave you, nor to turn back from following after you. For where you go, I will go. Where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there will I be buried. May the Lord do so to me, and more also, if anything but death parts me from you." Seeing her determination, Naomi said no more. Together they journeyed until they came to Bethlehem. When they entered the city, the whole town was stirred. "Is this Naomi?" But she said, "Do not call me Naomi. Call me Mara, for the Almighty has dealt very bitterly with me. I went out full, and the Lord has brought me home empty. Why call me Naomi, seeing the Lord has afflicted me?" So Naomi returned, and Ruth the Moabitess with her, arriving at Bethlehem as the barley harvest was beginning. Ruth 2, Ruth in the fields of Boaz. Naomi had a kinsman of her late husband, a man of wealth and honor, named Boaz, of the family of Elimelech. Ruth the Moabitess said to Naomi, "Let me go to the fields and glean among the ears of grain after him in whose sight I may find favor." Naomi replied, "Go, my daughter." Ruth went and came to a portion of land belonging to Boaz, who had come from Bethlehem to greet his reapers. "The Lord be with you." They answered, "The Lord bless you." Boaz asked his servant, "Whose young woman is this?" The servant replied, "It is the Moabite girl who came back with Naomi. She asked to glean after the reapers and has worked diligently from morning until now." Boaz said to Ruth, "Listen, my daughter, do not go to another field. Stay close to my maidens. I have charged the young men not to touch you. When you are thirsty, drink from what they have drawn." Falling on her face, Ruth said, "Why have I found favor, that you should notice me, a foreigner?" Boaz answered, "It has been fully shown to me all you have done for your mother-in-law since your husband died, how you left your father and mother and the land of your birth to come to a people you knew not before. The Lord repay you, and a full reward be given by the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come for refuge." At mealtime, Boaz invited her, "Come, eat of the bread, and dip your morsel in the vinegar." She sat among the reapers, and he handed her parched grain. She ate and was satisfied. When she rose to glean, Boaz charged his young men, "Let her glean even among the sheaves, and do not reproach her. Pull out some from the bundles and leave it that she may gather." So Ruth gleaned until evening, beating out what she had gathered, about an ephah of barley. She carried it back to Naomi, who asked, "Where have you gleaned today? Blessed be the man who took notice of you." Ruth said, "The man's name is Boaz." Naomi exclaimed, "Blessed be he of the Lord, who has not forsaken his kindness to the living and the dead. This man is near to us, one of our kinsmen." Ruth continued to glean with Boaz's maidens until the end of the barley and wheat harvests, dwelling with Naomi. Ruth 3, the threshing floor at midnight. Naomi, Ruth's mother-in-law, said, "My daughter, shall I not seek rest for you, that it may be well with you? Boaz, whose maidens you were with, is winnowing barley tonight at the threshing floor. Wash yourself, anoint, put on your best garment, and go down. Do not make yourself known until he has finished eating and drinking. When he lies down, mark the place, uncover his feet, and lie there. He will tell you what to do." Ruth answered, "All that you say I will do." She went down, did as Naomi commanded, and after Boaz had eaten and his heart was merry, he lay down at the far end of the heap of grain. Ruth came softly, uncovered his feet, and lay down. At midnight Boaz awoke, startled, and saw a woman lying at his feet. "Who are you?" he asked. She replied, "I am Ruth your servant. Spread your cloak over me, for you are a kinsman redeemer." Boaz said, "Blessed are you of the Lord, my daughter. You have shown kindness greater now than at the first, in not pursuing young men, whether poor or rich. Do not fear. I will do for you all that you ask. All the city knows you are a virtuous woman. Yet there is a kinsman nearer than I. Stay this night, and in the morning if he will redeem you, good. But if not, as the Lord lives, I will redeem you." She lay at his feet until morning, but rose before it was light. Boaz said, "Let it not be known that a woman came to the threshing floor." Then he gave her 6 measures of barley and laid it upon her, saying, "Do not go empty to your mother-in-law." When Ruth returned, Naomi asked, "Who are you, my daughter?" Ruth told her all that Boaz had said. Naomi replied, "Sit still, my daughter, until you know how the matter will fall. The man will not rest until he has finished the matter this day." Ruth 4, the redemption and the line of David. Boaz went up to the gate of the city and sat down. Soon the nearer kinsman, of whom he had spoken, passed by. Boaz called him and 10 elders of the city to sit as witnesses. He said, "Naomi, returned from Moab, is selling the land of Elimelech. Will you redeem it?" The man said, "I will redeem it." But Boaz replied, "On the day you buy the land, you also acquire Ruth the Moabitess, the widow of the dead, to raise up the name of the deceased upon his inheritance." The man answered, "I cannot redeem it, lest I mar my own inheritance. Redeem it for yourself." Now in Israel, this was the custom. To confirm a transaction, a man drew off his sandal and gave it to the other. So the kinsman removed his sandal and yielded his right to Boaz. Boaz declared before all the people, "You are witnesses this day that I have bought all that was Elimelech's and Kilion's and Mahlon's. Moreover, Ruth the Moabitess, Mahlon's widow, I have taken as my wife, to raise up the name of the dead upon his inheritance, that it not be cut off from among his brethren." The elders answered, "We are witnesses. The Lord make the woman who comes into your house like Rachel and Leah, who built the house of Israel. May you prosper in Ephratah and be famous in Bethlehem. May your house be like that of Pharez, whom Tamar bore to Judah." So Boaz took Ruth, and she became his wife. The Lord gave her conception, and she bore a son. The women said to Naomi, "Blessed be the Lord, who has not left you without a redeemer this day. May his name be famous in Israel. He shall be to you a restorer of life and a nourisher in your old age, for your daughter-in-law, who loves you and is better than 7 sons, has borne him." Naomi took the child, laid him in her bosom, and became his nurse. The women named him Obed. He became the father of Jesse, the father of David. Thus the story of Ruth closed with redemption, covenant love, and the dawn of the royal line from which would come Israel's shepherd king.